Welcome, welcome. Oh, yes. It's that time again. Welcome, welcome to Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. We give you guys a chance. Rock and come in, rock and come in. Rock and come in. Yes. I want to say this month will be the celebration of breast cancer awareness. So we want to big up all the cancer survivors. I know every day is a new day for you guys, but just know that breast cancer month, we in October, this is your month that we celebrate all the cancer survivors, all that are in remission, continued blessing. May God see you guys through to give you strength, because a lot of people went to sleep, and those that you who are still in the fight, give all the praises, honor, and glory, right? So again, happy breast cancer month. All right. Father, thank you for your abundant grace. Thank you for unexpected, unmerited favor you have sowed on our lives. Thank you for your guidance and love. Help us to put ourselves in path of your love and grace. Help us to trust in you. Give us greater faith and help us to live with trust in your power to do which would be impossible otherwise. I promise you, because nothing is impossible with you. You are loving and gracious, full of mercy and might. We trust you, you alone. You are our defender and strong tower, our refuge and our strength. There is no other like you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And I'll just like to say, life never seems to be the way we want it, but we live the best way we can. There's no perfect life, but we can be filled with perfect moments. Always remember, be kind, be fair, be honest, be true, and all of these things will come back to you. Yes, lesbian. Amen, amen, amen. So our word for the week is enigma. A person or thing that is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. Once again, the word of the week is enigma. A person or thing that is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. Good night, Nico. Night, Selwyn. Blessing, blessing. And I want to say happy birthday to anybody. Good night, Dane, who is celebrating a birthday this month. October is on us. All you can see, the year is running quickly. So I want to say happy new month. I want to say, I know that Hurricane Ian passed through Orlando. My niece and her friends are safe, thank God. There wasn't much damage over there. Dwayne and Yolanda, who's in Tampa, not much happened there. But I know that it had other disasters and other parts of Florida that is still in darkness. Our prayers goes up to you guys, and hoping that you get power back and you get water back, and just be safe. I know a lot of people get flooded out and there's a lot of disasters, but we still have to thank God for another day. So once again, our heart goes out to all the families in Florida, and asking God to cover them, continue to cover them, and hoping that everybody, right now for the last 2 days, New York has been raining cats and dogs. And we just want to say be safe out there. It's cold, the road is wet, there are crazy people on the roadways. Be safe, guys. Do not get road rage. All right? Okay. So my health tip for this week, I want to talk about migraine. And why I want to talk about migraine is because I have co-workers who suffer with migraine very, very bad. And I didn't know that migraine used to affect people so badly, right? Until I saw one of my co-workers, just the slightest noise, it was really, really bad. And I was like, wow, you know? Nicole is saying my church is having a breast cancer awareness this Wednesday via Zoom. Okay, Nicole, if you can put up the information for us, we can follow you and log into it. Melvin, love any house. I know you up there in Florida right now trying to get power and stuff back. Be safe. I heard no water, no lights. Junior, just be safe out there, Okay, Betty and Brooklyn in the house. Audra, thank you for locking in. Carlene, thank you guys. Yeah. Eddie, thank you. There's a lot of people still don't have power, and Junior works with the power company and stuff, so he's over there trying to help people, get back on the foot. So as I come back to you guys, I want to talk what is migraine. A migraine is a headache that can cause severe throbbing pain or pushing sensation, usually one side of the head. It's often accompanied by nausea, vomiting, and extreme sensitivity to light and sound. Migraine attacks can last for hours to days, and the pain can be so severe that it intensifies your daily activities. For some people, a warning symptoms known as the aura occurs before or with the headache. An aura can include visual disturbances, such as flashes of light or blind spot, or other disturbances such as tingling or on one side of the face or in the arm or the leg, or difficulty speaking. Right? No, I'm not seeing you, Leslie. You want to join me? Medication can help prevent some migraines and make them less painful. The right medicine combined with self-help remedies and lifestyle changes might help. I always missing your segments due to work. I'm happy I can join tonight. Happy to have you, Carlene. Happy to have you. Dane, I suffer with migraine. Excedrin is my best friend. Really? Don't have migraine but love Excedrin. Yes. Why I picked this topic is because I didn't even know 3 of my co-workers have migraine, and they have it bad, really bad. I didn't know, was so severe, But again, the symptoms, which affect children and teenagers as well as adults, can progress through 4 stages: predominant, norm, aura, attack, and post-dorm. Not everyone who has migraine goes through all stages, and they have different stages of migraines and stuff. And I know that when it is severe, right, cheese is a trigger for it, is a trigger for me. Okay. Migraine is often undiagnosed and untreated. If you regularly have signs and symptoms of migraine, keep a record of your attacks and how you treat them. Then make an appointment with your doctor to discuss your headaches. Even if you have a history of headaches, see a doctor. If the pattern changes or your headaches suddenly feel different, see a doctor immediately or go to the emergency room. If you have any of the following signs and symptoms which could indicate more of a serious medical problem, an abrupt, severe headache like a thunderclap. Headache with fever, stiff neck, confusion, seizures, double vision, numbness or weakness in any part of your body, which can be a sign of a stroke. Headache after a head injury. A chronic headache that is worse after coughing, excrusion, straining, or sudden movement. New headache pain after age 50. So again, I'm not a doctor, guys, and that is my health tip for this week. Speaking about migraine, take care of yourself. And if you know every time you have a headache and you only keep popping pills, I would say you will have to see a doctor, and then you could get the proper medication, and you will know your diet, because you cannot eat certain things. When you have migraines, you cannot eat certain things. All right? So once again, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. Our health tip for today was migraines, and I feel it for all the people who suffer with migraine. It is very, very serious. Good night, Shawnette. All right. So tonight, I want to talk about two topics really, right? One is relationship under construction, right? And I want to talk about why you hide the emotions from your partners, because I think a lot of people doesn't show the emotions. All right, so we want to get in a little bit about relationship under construction. For many of us, few things are as irritating as having a road you frequently travel come under construction. You often have to deal with dust, delays, bumps, and detours for many months. This upside of having to endure the challenges of construction is that it's the job, and it's well done, will make your future travel much easier and enjoyable. In the same way, true for relationship under construction. Like road work, successful relationship, whether at home or at work, requires a process of assessment, planning, and construction. Whether you are building a new relationship or attempting to improve an existing one, if you fail to adequately prepare and build, you will not be able to effectively meet the demands that come your way. Assessment. Building and improving a relationship begins with you and right now. What values need to be in place? Is your foundation set on honesty and trust? Planning. Talking about shared interests and things you have in common, right, can draw you close to someone. Sometimes you need to set some ground rules from the time you disagree. So when we talk about relationship under construction, we really want to talk about, the effects that it have. And this tells me that under construction, meaning you keep building and building, putting up a block. You got to put in the work to have better relationship, whether it be with your spouse or anything you're doing in your daily life, your family life, your co-worker, your workplace, Planning is talking about shared interests and things you have in common, and you could draw closer with someone, right? Construction. Spend time with each other. Doing things together will give you the opportunity to get to know one another in a deeper level and create memories that strengthen the foundation of your relationship. Again, relationship under construction, you have to learn to communicate. Communication is very important. You gotta keep working. You gotta keep, again, putting up the blocks, putting it up, putting that foundation down. together, building it. So your foundation, you put down the iron, you want a strong foundation. All right? So spend time with each other doing things, right? For instance, going to a sporting game, going to the movies, going on a date, even if it's a monthly date, even if you have dates with your kids, mommy and daughter date, father and son time, going just to the barber, going to the hairdresser, doing a little spa day, keep that relationship building with family, because relationship under construction don't only really say about personal. It's life changing. It's what goes in, what you put in, right? Every relationship you have is under construction. Every relationship you have is under construction to some extent, right? Whether you are thinking about a friendship, parent and child relationship, or romantic partnership, that's what I was saying there just now, right? Sometimes it can be hard to notice the work is being done, like deeper trust and enjoyment of time spent together. At other times, it involves significance, detours like arguments, disappointment, or break in trust. With international commitment, the rough patches can become areas of strength. Again, we have to learn how to get along in some way or the other. And we don't have to do it with cursing. We don't have to do it with shouting either. It have different ways of delivery. I call it the inward voice because I know me. So let's say, for example, someone might get me angry, and I will count from 1 to 10. And I will get in my inner voice, whereas I can shout loud, and then I can come down soft and subtle. So sometimes it's not what we say, but how we say things in our delivery, right? So we just have to learn, the international commitment and rough patches that can become areas of strength. And we all can learn from one another. We all can learn from one another, right? And, it's not easy. It takes practice. And with age, it even becomes easier. The only thing I find is that the older we get, our patience and tolerance is just zero. We don't have that anymore. Because, it's things that we can accept, things that we're not going to accept. But yet, again, building relationship and it's under construction, we have to learn how to do things differently, right? So every day is a learning process for everybody. Building a strong relationship requires careful assessment, hard work, and commitment. When done effectively, you can smooth out the potholes and have in place the guiding principles that will help you travel in the right direction and effectively navigate the obstacles that lie ahead. With proper assessment, dedication, and action, you can all build the kind of relationship that hold up under high demand and heavy use. Good night, Wendy. All right. So we're talking tonight, Wendy, about relationship under construction. And when we talk about relationship, we're not only talking about relationship with your spouse. We're talking about everyday relationship that we have to build constantly. What brings you happiness? Most of us have a deep longing in the very depths of our being as human to be part of a loving family. It's obvious in children who don't feel they have a complete loving family. They long for a father, a mother and sibling, A family helps us learn how to live, right? It helps us learn who we are and often why we are here. And this I can say is truth. And I noticed that sometimes, you meet people, like Jason, and they mightn't grow up with a father, and they may not grow up with a mother, hello, but they grew up with a grandmom. Now, each family member give a different type of love. Your brothers, your sisters, your siblings, cousins, everything, right? But what I've learned is that I had or have an extended family. And I could relate being a single parent for my son. I always had my dad, I always had my mom, he always had aunts and uncles and cousins. So I think a family help us learn how to live. It help us to be who we are today. A family is designed to give us roots and wings so that we can take flight at just the right time and establish families of our own. Families can research their heritage and gain purpose and security. We can trace our family roots to get to the time and place. Without this support, human beings often fail and flounder and spend their time searching for significance. Children who do not have the support and direction of family often choose to cover their pains with a variety of risky behavior. Program values. We believe in the integrity of youths and their ability to make healthy decisions when equipped with the right information. We believe in laying the foundation for the future that can include a healthy marriage and strong family relationship. We acknowledge behaviors have consequences, so we encourage healthy decision making, individual responsibility, and relationship education. We believe in the joy of sexual intimacy. We treat sexual intimacy with respect, understanding that is the best enjoyed in its perfect time and place within a marriage. We believe in respect for self and others. We value life and believe in the pursuit of truth. We believe that the whole person is comprised of moral, physical, emotional, intellectual, and social elements. Good night, one. Relationships under construction is here to tell you that it's never too late to mend a relationship. It's never too late to mend a relationship. I know I was talking to someone today and they were telling me that this daughter is sick but refused to really talk to her dad. And, she has unresolved issues, but I just always say in sickness, there is no hiding. Sickness could come upon any of us. We don't know the time or the hour. We don't know tomorrow. So I believe in if 2 and 3 is gathered in his presence, prayers is always good. Even if you're sick, there is no shame in sickness, people. Get that out of your brain. That is a facade. People used to long ago, gosh, I don't want this one to know, I don't want that one to know. If I sick, I want prayers. I'll be calling to my prayer warriors for prayers to strengthen me. When you get spiritual food, it strengthens you. When you know you're sick and somebody call and pray for you, you might be still feeling a little down, but somehow you just get the strength. As a Christian, we need spiritual food. It is help us. And we as believers have to believe in something. Religion not taking none of us nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? But, I don't care about people's religion. I care about your heart. It's what your heart have in it. At the end of the day, nobody cannot view us differently and nobody cannot judge us, right? So relationship under construction, I look at it as we are all a work in progress, right? Your children long for you to talk to them, to encourage them, and to tell them that they can succeed. Sometimes a nice little word to your kids, you know, will take them a long way. You don't know what day they had. Sometimes the kids come home. I know we work. I know America is different to Trinidad where people still sit down and have dinner together. Here is a dog eat concrete jungle as we live in. So, you know, mommy working, time she come, she tired. You don't have time to say, hi, how was your day? What you did today? Anything new? What's going on? We have to have relationship with our kids. And as a grandparent, I'm not one yet, but you know, we build relationship with our grandchildren. That's why most of the kids are close with the grandparents, because they take the time to know the grandchildren, right? Things that they will tell you, the grandmother, they wouldn't tell the mom and dad. All right, so we have to build relationship under construction. Be bold and learn to love in brave, bold ways where you provide your children what they may have wish for. Unconditional love. How much of us, everybody wants this unconditional love, but what I realize is only God could give you that unconditional love. A man can't give it to you. A woman can't give it to you. Your children don't even give it to you. You have to look for Jesus and the word to give you that strength, to give you that cushion, to give you that comfort. Because if you're waiting for somebody to give you this unconditional love, you will never get it. All right? Where you are always accepted and loved, even when you fail. You want to know that you have this family, this relationship construction. You want to know that, you know, I could call my sister if something happened. I could call my brother. I could call my mom. I could call a friend. You know, you don't want judgment on you. You want non-judgmental feeling. At least we agree to disagree, right? When sometimes extend a helping hand to brush you off and encourage you to be brave and try again. You know, you don't have to be the best, but you are encouraged to do your best because someone cares for you. Competition is only with yourself to be the best that you can be. Relationship under construction mission is to teach youths the blueprint for strong future families. None of us can change where we came from or how we get here, but we can decide what kind of life we want, right? For our children, and fight to help them succeed. Relationship under construction desired you to come alongside parents and tell them, right, that you want to hear. You can make good decision and you can be successful and you can have good relationship, right? So that is my part on relationship construction. I hope that somebody out there gets it. Some people do not get it. But again, we have to continually working on relationship construction. Is a work like a marriage. We have to do it every day. And as I say again, it is not an easy task, but we have to be better. We have to do. When we know better, we do better. Right, people? So how you guys doing today? How was your week? How was your weekend? Hope it was good. So the second part that I want to speak about this afternoon is why some people hide their emotions to your spouse, and you know, they can't actually show them how they really feel. You know, are you honest with your spouse, or do you hide your emotions? Let me hear what you guys think. Are you honest, or you hide your emotions to a lot of things? Not only to your spouse, to people. You know, I always say what you see is what you get. Sometimes I'm too damn plain, but what what can I say, right? One of the strongest ways we impact each other is via emotion. Sharing ideas and usually take time in congestive efforts. Sharing feelings, however, happens instantly and easily. The way you feel quickly, automatically, and often unconsciously affects the way those around you feel. And how they feel influence your own emotion. Your co-workers, your family, your friends, and even strangers will rapidly pick up on the state by perceiving changes in your facial expression, tone of voice, posture, and language. And while they may not be aware of it, if you are happy, they are more likely to become happy. If you are stressed, they are more likely to become stressed. And that's a fact. That's a fact. This here was a true statement. And I know because I do that sometimes. Sometimes I don't even have to say anything. I might just look like, or be like, my different facial expression, like, or you understand? So that could tell. Some people will tell when you're angry. Like sometimes when I'm angry, I don't speak. I don't talk. I rather not to say anything, you know, because I may say things that I may regret and I can't take it back. So in order for me not to say things that I don't want to say, I'll be quiet and give you the silent treatment. The cursing thing, I don't really be too much on that because that is not of me. For me to be cursing and using obscene language, it had to be something real bad. And it has some people that take you there. Yeah. Some people just take you there. So I could relate to this statement there. Why hiding your emotions from your partner isn't actually. When we are feeling a great deal of emotion, we tend to believe we are successfully hiding this emotion by representing it. We act stuck and uninterested in an impact to not show, right, the same resentment we are feeling. The problem with this strategy is that your partner is feeling this emotionally. It's part of the human experience. Since we can't really hide our feelings, why not openly express them? So tell me, how do you guys communicate? Do you, when you're feeling sad, do you feel comfortable enough to tell your partner that, hey, I'm feeling sad today, or I having a bad day, or I had a bad day at the job today? Some people hold back all their emotion and then they snap. Some people let it out right there and then. Some people tend to may develop a eating habit by not showing their emotion, or feeling depressed, or different things could trigger you. And I realize when you talk things out, it tends to help you better, but you have to have the right set of people that you could talk to. You have to be in the right circle and to feel comfortable in order to express yourself. Because not everybody you will go and discuss things, especially personal things or things you think will be near and dear to you. You will have that good friend or that mom or that sister. Well, me, I never really went to mom with my problems because I always say I never wanted my mom to be worried about me. So maybe sometimes I might hint something, but I never really will call her and drown her down with my issues, because I know from a mom point of view, you take your children, you know, um, their problems, and it bothers you, and I know for sure, especially with my mom being in Trinidad, if I go out, my mother not going to bed till I come back. When that gate come open, she be like, Phyllis, you home? So I never want to worry my mother about things that happen to me. I take it like a big girl. I cry, wipe my tears, and I keep it moving. Bettian is saying people hide their emotion because they don't understand what they are, and they understand what they are going through, and that is true. People in different situations too hide their emotions, and they don't want to come out because they don't want to be judged, and they don't want people to criticize them or cast them away. So people hide their emotion for a lot of reasons, and you will never know what they're going through. Carlene is saying facts, 100%. Having the right person to talk to is very true. Yes, it's very true, because we don't want people. Sometimes when you call a friend, right? You don't want to really tell your friends exactly what's going on with you, because that friend now will take all what you're telling them and build up a resentment against the person, right? So sometimes when you want to pour your heart out to your friends, you want them to listen to you. You want them to be the debater, in the sense that you don't really want them to tell you what to do, but you want a comfort. You want that shoulder that you could cry on. Even if you cry, they know it's not you're crying because you're weak. You're crying because you're hurt. You're hurting. You have a cut. Good night off here. You understand? But you just want that little person that you could talk to. And if tonight you don't have that person that you could talk to, find a friend. Talk to Jesus. You understand? Talk to him. I see people talking to themselves. People who talking to themselves not mad, but there is need someone to speak to. Jason is saying some people hide their emotion because people use it against you. Correct. Juanita is saying, I believe in communicating with each other. Let them know exactly how you are feeling. And Juanita and Jason, I agree with you, Betty, and I agree with you. But just sometimes, and Colleen, I know you have to have that friend that you could talk to sometimes, because sometimes what I want to talk with my sister, I wouldn't talk to my friends with. Sometimes the things I will talk to my friends with, I wouldn't tell my sister. You understand? And I know if I know my friends that I could call and I could pour my heart out to them. And I know I'm not being judged. And I know that they wouldn't use it against me. Like, look at Phyllis, she weak, she this, she that thing, that. No. Get them feelings out of your head. We all are human. We all go through trials and tribulation. But what I have learned as I'm growing older, talk out stuff. When you keep things in, guys, you get stress. You get high blood pressure, low blood pressure. You have cancer. You have all kind of things that start to happen to you when you're just keeping things, and you don't want to say nothing. Talk about it. All right? Bettian is saying emotion is a high level of feeling. Emotion come about because of moods, relationship, environment, or circumstances. And we know about certain circumstances too, right? You are in. Emotion is a whole mental state, meaning it's like your thought, your feelings, everything comes from in your head. Yes. And I know some people sometimes feel like they have nobody. And I know sometimes you feel alone. But you're not alone. You're not alone. I come to tell you tonight, you're not alone. Emotions that we have, and I just always say that's why you have to renew your mind. You have to renew your heart, because sometimes when the feeling get over you have to snap out of it. And yes, circumstances. For instance, I know a lot of people who come to America and went to the family and the family treat them bad. I know a lot of people who homeless and ashamed to go back to Trinidad. They rather stay here because they don't know what other families might say, what other family member might ridicule them. I know of people who have it so damn hard that, only God alone knows how they're going through that emotion on a daily basis, and they don't know how to talk, how to communicate, because they don't want to be judged. Self-care and self-love is important, I fear. Yes. But self-care and self-love is important, but the person who need that have to know, they have to learn to love themselves first. Emotion is a higher state of your feelings, yes. But coming back to what Afia say about self-care and self-love, you have to learn to love you before you can give love to anybody. You understand? And there is some people that take advantage of the love that you have to give them, or they take advantage of the kind heart that you give. It's like I put a quote here, people tend to take, but they would never stop taking. Yeah, you understand? And emotions tend to run, within you to make you feel sometimes like you're crazy. People say she's a crazy girl. It's not that she's crazy. She don't know else how to act. You understand? And what I noticed, there's a lot of people who have mental issues that walk in our streets. And we have to be aware of these people. Look at the guy that stabbed up the EMS lady 21 times, or how much times? I mean, I don't know what state of emotion that he was going through. That doesn't say or guarantee him to kill the woman. But emotions can run. Emotions are nervous system reaction to external stimulus and internal thoughts. They are also something we can control. They happen when we don't want them to. Right? Emotion can make you feel uncomfortable, unstable, unhappy, etc. It's truth. And I mean, it is something real. So I think stop having that thought that you have to keep everything in. Talk to your spouse. If something is not working for you in the morning, it cannot work for you in the afternoon. You have to pick up yourself, consider your losses, and keep it moving. Don't look back. You understand? I think so. Right? What will we be like to be honest with ourselves? To acknowledge how to feel. To add another event. And then go to the next step. And let your partner know. Instead of overriding our internal experience, we face it, right? Often does this. We act like things are good when in fact they are not. How much people we know like this? Jason is saying my biggest weakness is that I express my emotion. I don't think that is weakness, Jason. I know you express your emotions, and I think that is good. I don't think that is a weakness by expressing it. We have to let people see that we are not a block of ice, or we are not a concrete block. We have feelings, we have emotion. You tell me something like, you know what get me pissed off? And I get emotional? Talk to me loud. Shout at me. You hurt my feelings, because I don't like people to do that to me. So I don't like to do it to people too. So don't raise your voice and play. You could talk to me no how. That hurt you're playing with my emotions there. Nicole is saying sometimes we get signs and ignore it. It's true. Because sometimes we put ourselves with these people. See, sometimes I just say we create these monsters that we end up being with sometimes, Because we see the signs and we fail to ignore them. Right? We fail. We fail to ignore it because, we love. We blind. We just want to go in. We just let people take advantage of us. No. Our loved ones know when we are hiding our emotion. Yes, they know. The problem with the strategy of hiding your emotion is that people know. Someone who is around you all the time will pick up that you are hiding your emotion even when you are at a master of making them. They can't feel your emotion. That is true. Jason is saying weakness is not being weak. It is expressing our feeling. Correct, Jason. It's like me. I will cry, but that doesn't say I'm weak. Sometimes I cry because I'm so angry, and I have to cry out that emotion that I'm feeling. But that doesn't say Phyllis weak. It have no part of weakness in me. I am fearless. But there are times that sometimes you feel overwhelmed. You feel overwhelmed that, sometimes it's like the strongest of us just feel emotion at times. Sometimes we feel, oh my God, this is too much. This is enough. I can't take no more. Because you want to be strong for everybody. But sometimes the strong person need a strong person too. So sometimes, you have to have that strength, that pillar. You have to have a pillar. You have to have a pillar to lean on. You understand? But I like this one. Our loved one knows when we are hiding our emotion. Like for instance, I will tell you my experience. Let's say if my sister called me and she say, mom not eating, or she only sleeping. I already come to the realization that my mother is in her older years now, and like when I went and looked for her a couple months ago, she losing her eyesight. That gets me emotional, and the tears run down my eye to know that I had a mom in the sense that who could have done all these things, and now that she's getting down, I'm talking to you and I'm getting emotional about it, right? But, the Bible tell you once a man, twice a child, and I'm seeing it with her. But, it's like I see she gets frustrated too, and she doesn't want to ask for help. And, that has me, it gets me emotion. When I hear, like she not eating, it gets me emotional, because when apparently older people getting down, they doesn't really eat like that much. They don't have appetite, they want to sleep, they want to rest all the time. So for me, that's a deal breaker. That touched me. Anything to do with my mom, it just get me weak. It just get me not motionless, but the emotion is there. It's in my stomach. You understand? So I understand. So that's why this one here, our loved one knows when we are hurting, your emotion shows. Yeah, the tears just come down, but we are human. So let your tears fall. I think when you cry, things just be better. I think it makes you feel better. You understand? How does emotion transfer work? How does your smile generate joy in me? How does your frown create anger in my mind? There are two main routes. The first is unconscious mimicry cry. You may have heard of how people constantly mimic others, people, gestures, song, and facial expression. We do this automatically. If you move your eyebrows slightly upward, I likely to do the same. If you huff, I may like to puff. When someone's body is expressing stress, we may more likely tighten up ourselves because of mimicry as a result of feeling stress in our own body. These type of nervous system responses to other emotion and mostly unconscious, but it shows that hiding our inner experience is not physically possible. Emotional honesty. When we start to be fully honest with ourselves, we open up the possibility of greater intimacy with our loved one. We acknowledge what is happening inside of us, and we let the people we love know how things feel. And I know too, sometimes we build a wall, and especially when someone violates us. it is hard. It's come like someone being molested, someone being violated, someone, it's hard to express that type of emotion, especially it goes through your livelihood, so you tend to put up that barrier because you don't want to feel like that um, in your adulthood. So emotions is something that some people tend to not show, and some people might say, "Oh my God, she's rough. She have a hard heart. She don't care." But deep down inside, she has a soft part. Deep down inside, he has a soft part. But sometimes people experience what they went through, have them feeling like that. When we start to feel overwhelmed at our partner's announcement of something she needs to go to that week, we try to hide this feeling. If we can shift it into vulnerability and let her know that we are feeling overwhelmed, then this experience can be met with compassion and understanding. Again, we have to learn to talk it out and to let people know exactly how we feel. Maybe your partner can help take something else off your plate so that you feel less stressed. Cooking every day. If I have to get up 5 o'clock every morning to cook for my husband, it ain't have one day he could get up and cook. Does he have to eat cooked food every day? No. You understand? Okay, the laundry. You do the laundry. Some people don't like to fold. You do the laundry, I fold. So shared responsibility. So you take off the stress over the next one instead of you building up this resentment. Okay, I cook, put the garbage out. Don't look for me to put the garbage. You know what I'm saying? Learn to share it. Then you build up this resentment now. And then you're just mad. You're angry. You're unhappy. You understand? You gotta talk out things. You know what? You left your shirt on the floor. I'm not your maid and I'm not picking it up. I don't like the toilet top up, right? Can you put it down, please? I feel better. So, things. Talk out your emotion. Stop be holding things inside. You understand? Okay, you shower. Spray the bathroom up. Or scrub it. Don't wait for me to do it. Then it will have molds all over the place. When you bathe in a bathroom, it's moldy. You have to spray it. Things like that. You could work hand in hand to do stuff. The children, they can do dishes. You cook. You let them know, hey, Saturday, you got the bathroom. Make up your bed. We're going to the laundry. You're going to learn how to wash. You're going to teach them. Get the broom. Shared responsibility. Learn the emotions. Let them know. So you wouldn't have to be in no drama later on down in life. What you see is what you get. Right? Maybe she understand that, so you could share it, right? How this shows up in life. I live with an amazing partner that has highly attuned emotion awareness. I cannot hide my feelings from her. At times this is really annoying, but ultimately it has helped me commit to full emotion honesty. Her epic awareness has helped me become a better man. I can say I'm always willing to let her know when things don't feel right, but my intention is to do just that. There are times when I fail at this and I think it limits the intimacy between us. When I do express myself, she often meets me with understanding and appreciation for being real with her. Again, you understand? Some people will be real with one another and some people like to play games. Express my emotion with kindness while being turned into her experience, as well as I don't go into aggression and blame my partner for feeling anxious or overwhelmed. It's the best honest while taking full responsibility of the experience. So I encourage you to stop worrying about your partner's feeling and work towards more intimacy by speaking what is true for you. At some level, they are going to know you are hiding. All right? So, again, you have to learn to talk out your emotions. And I heard one of my friends say they suffer with anxiety. So, they have OCD. So when she sees stuff around the house and she talk once to her spouse about it and he doesn't move it, she throw it in the garbage. So she said with the anxiety, it gave her that OCD and that emotion. It triggers. You understand? So everybody have different issues in life. Nobody is going to meet a perfect person. You understand? Everybody have unresolved issues. But we have to learn when we get a partner or a spouse or a husband or a girlfriend or a boy, whatever it is, we have to learn each other, and people have emotions and you have to learn what triggers your emotion and what triggers my emotion and what triggers your kids' emotion. Good night, darling. You understand? So some people are very emotional too. You can't tell them nothing. Anything you say, they get very touchy. And sometimes, it's not saying it in a derogatory way, but sometimes they get very emotional. So some people you could talk to them, and then some people you just say, you know what, you're gonna learn today. You just leave them alone and keep it moving. All right. So I hope that you guys get something from our topic tonight. I think it was interesting, especially relationship under construction, because I tell you, we all are work in progress. None of us, we will never get the perfect person. We will want that James Bond, but James Bond is not real. So we always have to keep working. Relationship is under construction. Always remember, it is under construction with you. With everybody you're around. Right? And again, try to build better communication skills. Again, as I say, a lot of people they start something and then they stop it. I don't know human beings why they like that. You are accustomed taking me out once a week, once a month. From the time you get together with these men and years pass, they just drop everything. And they don't work at nothing. They don't work at relationships. So then the woman or the man get boring. You're accustomed working out from the time you're married, all workout gone down the drain. You decide now to put on all this weight. Your husband, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying we have to look at it. If we're looking at it, we have to look at it for how it is. You understand? You just leave yourself to go, man and woman. No, we have to get back to basic. Try to, work on your relationship skills in everyday life. And if you don't love yourself, they get too comfortable, Nicole. Too comfortable. So you see, they lose themselves and they lose interest. And then we start to fight now. Fighting for survival. We fight for survival. But we just have to get back to basic and remember that relationship is under construction. You never finish build your house. You never finish build relationship. It come like marriage. Marriage, you have to keep working. That is not even a 9-to-5 job now. That is a 24-hour job you have to do to keep your marriage, keep the fire burning and keep being interested in your partner and keep being that person that you say I do and say all those things with. That, at the end of the day, you mean it. Say what you mean what you say. Right? So, you guys have a blessed and wonderful and safe week. Miami Carnival is this week, guys. For those of us that is attending, hope that we stay safe. And, just be safe. Great segment. Very interesting. I love you, dearest friend. Aw, thank you, Colleen. Thank you that you could lock in tonight. I know you always getting to watch me on YouTube after, but at least you were present tonight. Okay, Nicole is saying breast cancer awareness Wednesday the 12th of October, which is next week. And she has the meeting ID and the passcode via Zoom. If you are using your phone, you can call 929-205-6099, then put in the meeting ID and password. This is for breast cancer awareness, and Nicole and they are having a Zoom meeting about breast cancer next week, Wednesday, God's willing. So next week, God's willing, I would not be here. I will be in Florida, so I will be on location. Normally I have Philia coming on every second Monday of the month, so I don't know who I'll have yet, but I'll let you know. Melvin, yes. Enjoy for me and your crew. Oh, you're in Fort Myers, yes. Again, we want to say a prayers out there for the Fort Myers and all the Florida people that Hurricane Ian, no power, no water, they have it very hard. Great conversation, blessed night. Thank you, Juanita. Correction. Oh, Wednesday the 5th. Nicole, you want to go a whole week ahead? Error. So it's this Wednesday. This Wednesday is the breast cancer awareness, and Nicole has all the information there. Plus, you can see this episode on YouTube. It will be uploaded by tomorrow. Please subscribe, share the page, share the link, guys. Great topic. Do enjoy. And I thank you, Sissy. I have my friend Marlon. I want him. He's a martial arts expertise. So I want him to come on and give you ladies some tips. I don't know if he can, I don't know where he'll be, if he'll be in the dojo, wherever. So I'll have Marlon coming up sometime this month. And I have other guests, So again, this is breast cancer awareness. For you ladies that do not like to go to the doctor, please go and take your mammogram. When you know better, you do better. All right? What about the breast cancer walk in Coney Island? I'm going to try to see if they have that walk, Carlene. I'm going to try to see if they have that walk. I know they didn't have it for the last 2 years because of COVID. So I'm going to find out if they're having that breast cancer walk in Coney Island. I'll try to reach out to Natalie and see if she heard anything about it. All right? What again? Yes, so guys, just be safe out there. COVID is still around. So, and just be aware of your surrounding, please. If you're traveling in public transportation, be careful. If you're taking the train, car, be careful, please. We just had a JFK employee last week. She was coming on the train to work, Howard Beach. Apparently, this guy put some advances to her. I don't know what she told him. All I know from on the 7 News, you saw her running. This next guy was running. She fell down and he kicked her like a football. He damaged her eyes. I think in her left eye, she mightn't have eyesight. Another guy was trying to come and help. He and all ran away because this guy was deranged. So please, be careful on the trains. Be careful on the platform. Be careful when you're walking the street. Be careful when you're waiting for those buses. There are crazy people walking, just want to hurt us. So I want you to be aware. Be aware, ladies especially. Be aware. The guy who stabbed up the EMS lady, when I saw the video, she was just standing at the corner minding her own business. He came from behind and just started to stab this lady up like if he's stabbing chicken. So please be careful out there on the roads. Okay? Especially ladies. I'm seeing more attack on ladies. These men, They're looking for the weaker link. And you know, just protect yourself. Have your pepper spray or different things to try to protect yourself, because the one in Howard Beach, she just lie down and take all that it was horrible. I had nightmares about it because I would have tried to defend, but I guess she was in shock. You know, we never know what will happen when things happen to us, but just be careful, please. All right? Have a safe week, guys. Love in the house. See you guys. All right? Blessed week.